You cannot sacrifice who you are for what you want. So check this out. So often we get into this just sprint around something we want, a goal, a dream, a desire, hell, the weekend, whatever it may be. We just get so focused on that we begin to compromise. And you may think to yourself, well, how do I know whether or not I'm compromising who I am? And my question back to you is do you even know who you are? If we were to put down on paper what's most important to you, you're always gonna put your family, your close friends, those things are always gonna be at the top. But again, because you haven't defined clearly what you really want, you end up in a place where you have sacrificed those things for some amount of money, for some level of success. You're not stupid. You know that those things aren't ultimately going to bring you the happiness and fulfillment that you want. They're short term, they're fleeting. You guys aren't chasing those things. So it becomes something that's uncharacteristic of you. And that's when you are unable to rebuild your marriage, to rebuild your relationships with your kids. And so before it gets too far, do something about it. But it's not, again, about some practical 3-step process to doing something about that. It's about you understanding what's most important. Start there, define that. Then when you achieve that 7 or 8 figure level of success, you'll be able to handle what comes, and the people around you will still know that they're the most important thing to you. So again, when I say, don't sacrifice who you are for what you want, the real statement is, know who you are so you can figure out what you really want. Oh, look, here's Big John. Oh, they got a fridge. I wonder why he doesn't have any content. He's too busy on OfferUp. Looks like my business is successful right now. I said, I'm still not where I need to go. I said, and yet, I said, I'm clawing my way back from absolute financial ruin 8 years ago. And he's like, what? I was gambling thousands of dollars a week. My final week of gambling on sports was my birthday. I lost $5,000 in 1 week.
Hurts me.
Yeah. And you want to know what started it? Betting $50 a week. Got around other people that were gambling all the time. You can't scratch that itch. And I start telling this guy this stuff and he's like, come on, there's no way. I'm like, dude, I lost $60,000 in that final year. That's the other thing that's scary is when I get really open and honest about things, it's that vulnerability of maybe they're not gonna want to work with me, but I just have to trust that that vulnerability is why they want to work with me and not because I have it all together. So these are artistic, oversized leaves.
Okay, got it.
And that's
what animal is that?
The mountain that Christ was crucified on, right? It's 2 thieves on the cross. That's the Lion of the tribe of Judah, right? Jesus in the Bible. And then eventually that will be olive branches and that will be the rest of the leaves.
I see we're continuing a trend of not finishing our tattoos at one time.
I failed. I have been working for the last 9 months to launch a course, to launch an academy. And we came out guns blazing, ads going, invested money, recorded videos. And 4 days in, I failed. And you may be thinking to yourself, how do you know that? Trust me, we looked at the data, we failed. But I got a lot of feedback. You know what? You didn't fail, you learned. You didn't fail, you're growing. You didn't fail. I failed. Now, let's detach these two things for a second. Failing and being a failure are two totally different things. Don't ever get those two things confused. You are not a failure because you failed, but you can fail. Yes, it's an opportunity to learn. Yes, it's an opportunity to grow. There's a lot that we can gain from failure, but don't run away from a word because you are afraid. So when I think about what it means to fail, it means that I made an attempt at a desired outcome and it did not produce what I wanted. It didn't work out the way that I wanted. Same thing goes for you. You need to learn to accept failure, to understand that failure is coming. And when it does, instead of trying to word your way out of your failure, take that as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to push forward. You are not a failure, but I believe you are failing yourself by trying to throw that word away.
Ooh, want to see something dope?
So it's still like in pieces. This is gonna get moved, but, so this will be sitting area.
It is freezing.
It is cold back here, I know, because there's no heat. So the coffee bar is gonna go here, and it's like 6 feet long, granite countertop. So we're gonna do a Keurig, a pour over, and we'll have everything set up there. And then it's still covered up, but check this out, dude. Like legit bar, right?